It's looking rocky for members of the federal government, particularly workers. Several IRS layoffs have happened. Several other whole government departments have been demolished quickly. Trump is just in a little over a month, and it seems like the Trump train ain't stopping, and it's running over a lot of people. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Well, it depends on the person. If you don't like big government and you've never been a fan of big government, then yeah, this is exactly something you want. However, if you're just one of those sticklers who's just like, we need enough, government workers to keep things functioning and make sure service delivery comes quicker, then you're probably looking at this bad. Welcome to Global Reference News Independent Sources. I'm Joe Colbert. We're going to get into some interesting stuff that has been developing within the last couple of hours. I've seen an article from CNN that says federal employees told to justify jobs in email or Musk says they will face dismissal. Now, I'm totally not against something like this because, as we've seen with the DOGE reports, there's been a lot of ridiculous spending, a lot of government money going out the window, and we can't account for it. It ranged from everything from Sesame Street, performances in Iraq to, Indian voter turnout to condoms for Hamas. Real weird, real crazy stuff. So I think Doge is doing a good job in essence that they're trying to cut off the fat. And as it is, Department of Government Efficiency, they want to just see how efficient these people working for the government are, if they are even efficient at all. So from CNN, it says, in President Donald Trump and Elon Musk's latest move targeting the federal workforce, employees began receiving emails Saturday afternoon asking them to explain what work they did last week. Now, excuse me, they're running government like a corporation. And in essence, I think it kind of needs to run like a corporation because if you don't, you'll have these people who've been in government for 30, 40, 50 years and nothing gets done. Gone are the days to where, Congress is sitting around debating back and forth on a bill and holding the whole country hostage. I actually think this Doge thing is a real good thing. It's going to cut out all that nonsense and it's really going to make people take their job seriously. The problem you had with this American government, nobody took your job serious. People are like, well, I'm in, you know, they're hanging out, they're getting all this free money, they're doing nothing, they're not even at work. That's the politicians, and I think this Doge thing is going to hit the politicians next. That will be interesting. So it says, but several national security agencies, including the FBI and multiple other federal departments, advised staffers not to respond to the emails immediately. So that's another article that I'm going to look into tapping into. It says the email came from the Office of Personal Management's new Human Resources email address, but had no signature. The subject line reads, "What did you do last week?" And I think a lot of people in government need to be asked that question. What what are you doing? You know, look at the Department of Motor Vehicles. Those people just, they take their time. They don't take their job serious. They know they're in, there's no way for them really to get fired because it's a chill job and they're just like nonchalant about everything. That's changing and it's changing very, very quickly. It says, please reply to this email with approximately 5 bullets of what you accomplished last week and CC your manager. Please do not send my classified information, links, or attachments. It continues. CNN obtained copies of the email sent to federal employees and multiple agencies. Many were sent with high importance or red exclamation marks. The email blast came on the heels of a social media post by Musk threatening the jobs of workers who do not comply. Consistent with President Donald Trump's instructions, all federal employees will shortly receive an email requesting to understand what they got done last week. Musk posted on X Saturday, hours after Trump suggested he'd be more aggressive. Now, I'll say this. I will say this. Um, it's necessary. It's necessary. It's very, very necessary. You just have these people that have been in government or worked for the government for decades, and things just don't seem to get right. They are really trying to put an end to this incompetence. The email sent shockwaves through a federal workforce already reeling from an array of orders from the Trump administration, including the recent termination of thousands of employees on probationary status, a deferred resignation offer that many viewed as questionable, and a requirement to return to office full time, among others. Wow. I love it. Excuse me, fighting allergies. This one is really interesting. So this is the response from the Washington Post. It says government agencies give conflicting guidance on Musk's email. Just as the State Department told employees not to answer it, employees at the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency were told definitely reply. And in some other parts, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration staffers received instructions to draft a response but not send it yet. Wow. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of conflict in government. It looks like Trump is really going to be cleaning house. He's going to fire some more people. Raising the stakes, Musk warned in a post on X that any employee who did not respond, I'm paraphrasing, will be treated as having resigned. And this is where people are concerned that Musk is doing where Musk is at concerning the government. He's overreaching. He's not an elected official. He really doesn't have the power to fire, any government employees because they're under the, pretty much the federal system, the federal government. So he's pretty much like a contractor coming in and telling people we will be firing you. And he's not even part of the company. But that happens all the time in corporate America. That happens all the time. Sometimes they hire these contractor companies to come in and do an assessment of, the company or corporation or what have you. See what's working, see what's not, see what you need to maximize on, see what edges you need to trim, see who needs to be fired and who needs to be let go. They even made some movies about it. Very, very phenomenal. But I will say that this is very, very necessary. As they go forward with this, you can always read the news article. This is on the Washington Post in case anybody really wants to read it in depth. But I'm just giving you pretty much the general idea of what's happening. Donald Trump and Elon Musk are not playing games. They're getting rid of people. They're tired of incompetent government. Yes, it is a good thing. Will we feel the burn from this as, taxpayers and, citizens or what have you? Initially, we might. We may get, slower response to the services. But I think in the end, especially with Elon Musk implementing more AI, things will probably eventually come to a faster pace. I could definitely see that happening. But time will tell. www.globalreferencenews.com, where we have more interesting stories, not only about here in America, we got stories around the world, all the continents. We even have special community stories. We're also going to be opening up a department that does with parenting, homeschool versus public school, all that great stuff. So stay tuned. See you in the next video.